Hello boys and girls, I am Slime and I am excited to bring to you guys a guide on how to play Banished and what Banished actually is. So we start at the beginning screen just to show you how to set up a game. You can select the name of your town. It's just totally random. Let's go with Export's Mouth, and the map seed is a number that describes what the map will look like. So if you your friends have a map that they especially liked, they just have to give you the map seed number and you can play the same map, but generally just a random number will do. Okay, terrain type. Well, or mountains. Well is obviously easier. Terrain size, just the size, but large is really good if you can afford it CPU power wise. Okay, climate, fair, mild, harsh. It's a difficulty setting too. Disasters should always be on because they're really fun. And starting condition, and that's very interesting. The difference is with how much resources you start. On the easy you have some buildings, a lot of resources, storage barn build, and so on and so on. On medium a little less, and then comes hard. And in my opinion, hard is the only difficulty setting this game should be played on, because you start from scratch there. So I will show you how to play this game on hard. You just have 5 families from the get-go, and a storage card with some food. And that's how the game starts, and we will pause the game with a hit of the spacebar. These guys are our citizens. In this menu, the first one is our general overview, and it says we have 8 adults, 0 students, and 8 children. So the adults are the people who can work, and all the others are the one who we need to feed and build houses for, but they don't work. And an overview about of all the professions you can find here, and you can set how many of them you will have. In the beginning, you just have laborers. Those are the guys who do the general work, who gather resources and carry stuff from A to B and so on. The builders build buildings, and all the other ones you need buildings for them. Okay, so the game starts at early spring. Time will pass until winter, and first winter is the real deciding point, because until winter you need houses for all of them. So you have 8 adults, that means you need 4 houses, because 2 people are inhabiting the same house. So we need 4 houses, we need food, and we need firewood until the first winter. And in our storage cart we just have a little firewood, some minor stuff, and 1200 potatoes. That won't do the first winter. It's nearly enough, but we'll need additional food a little bit. Okay, so we can end pause with hitting the spacebar again, and here you can set the speed: 1 time, 2 time, 5 time, 10 time. Okay, generally it's advisable to play at 2 times speed, for example. What are the first things you have to do? The very first thing is to build a stockpile. A stockpile here can be built in different sizes. We'll build a 5x3 stockpile, and there our citizen will put all resources, so stone, firewood, logs, and iron. So all big stuff, in contrast to the small stuff like hide coats, iron coats, potatoes, that we'll put here. Firewood can be put on both, if you noticed. Okay, so the next thing is to tell our people to remove resources. We go here and tell them to remove all resources near our base. Okay, we'll go to 5 times speed, and now you can see people will start gathering resources. And when they come back, okay, just wait for the first one to come back. Okay, he's coming back. No. Just wait a little bit. Okay, she's coming back and puts it here. So all the citizens will put their gathered resources in that stockpile. Once you've gathered some resources, the next thing is build the actual houses, because this warning says we have citizens without homes, so all of them. So we need to build houses. There are different types of houses: a wooden house, a stone house, and a boarding house. Leaving the boarding house aside, they are just two different tiers of houses. Wooden house being cheaper and requiring more firewood, the stone house being far more expensive, requiring a lot of stone, but requiring less firewood. So for the later game. In the beginning of the game we will build wood houses, and we will need 4 in the beginning. So just place 4 here. Maybe even with a road that can be built here. The dirt road is the starting road. It doesn't need any resources, just build time. And what will happen now is that our laborers, and we can see them here again, our 8 laborers, will pick up resources and put them into the houses. To tell them that this now has priority, we can increase priority on them. So they will start putting resources there instead of gathering resources. Okay, just speed up a little bit. And as you can see here, resources are being put here, but no work is started, and that's because we have no builders. So we have to increase builders to a couple, and then you can see, we go to speed 2 again, that this guy is now a builder, and he builds the house once there are enough resources. Here we have enough resources, but not the build. So once they are done with this house, they move on there and there and there, and in the end we will have 4 houses. Okay, our houses are done now, but as you can see in this warning, they are lacking firewood, and to get firewood we need to cut our logs down to firewood. You see, we have enough logs but not enough firewood. So the next building will be the, where is it? Here is it, the wood cutter. We will put it just here. We can't. We can put it here. Extend our road. Set priority again. And then just fast forward. And what is happening now is the woodcutter is being built. And once it is done, it will start producing firewood for our homes without the firewood. As you can see here in the inventory, they got potatoes, they got no firewood, in contrast to this house that has firewood. Okay, woodcutter is ready, but we need personnel for them. So the same way as we set the builders, we now set a woodcutter, and it is here, 1 of 1. You can see there is now a woodcutter, and it will start work soon. Here she goes, gathers the log, cuts the wood. You can see here the firewood's appearing, and then she puts it back either in the cart or the stockpile, which apparently is full now, and then the houses will pick that up, and as you can see here, they pick it up and put the firewood in there, and now they are warm. So now we have our main goal achieved. We have firewood and houses for the winter, but we still need food, and there are a couple of different possibilities for food in the first year. One being making a hunting cabin, but that should be put somewhere in the woods, for example here, or to have a gatherer's hut put somewhere in the woods. They will gather her roots and berries. And the third possibility is to put a fishing dock somewhere, and that's what I will do, because a river is very near to us. And I just will put a fishing dock here, put the road there, connect it to our road system, and set priority high again for the fishing dock, and then we will speed up the game again, so that the road is built now, and I think the fishing dock will be built too very soon. It is late summer now, early autumn, so that's about the timing window you have to get, because you need all those things we are building now before winter starts. Okay? You can see here, it's done, and we need to assign a worker again. This one is called a fisherman, and we can assign up to 4, and we really need those 4 to have maximum efficiency, but for now 2 or maybe 3 will do, and 1 builder and 3 laborers, and now we're set for the first winter. After you survive your first winter, the next thing you're going to do is build a kind of forest village. It will always be the same. You get a forested area and put a forest lodge there. They will cut down trees there and simultaneously replant them. Replant small trees so that this area will always be forested and will always produce logs. And there are some other buildings that really fit there. For example, the gatherer's hut. They will gather berries and fruit for you, but they need wood around you, so it's good to put them next to the forest lodge. Same goes for hunting cabin. They will hunt deer, and they also find more deer in the woods. So another good building for the forest village. And then the last building is a herbalist. It's a building that gathers herbs, and it's the first building improving your health of your citizens. You can see there, in the general overview, your citizens have average health and average happiness. And once the health gets low, you need something to increase it, and the herbalist is the first building there. So in your forest village you will have all those buildings, and because people work there, it would be very convenient to have their housing also there, and that's what's happening here. You also built some houses there, and that's the first add-on to your core city, the forest village. The next thing you are going to build is the so-called trading post, and what it does is you can stock it with all the things you have. For example, firewood is a very good trading good, and you can trade it for goods that a merchant will bring along the river. And the merchant will come approximately once a year, and they can bring a lot of things, but mainly they can bring seeds, so you can start planting fields, and they bring livestock, so you can start breeding, and they bring seeds for trees, so you can start building orchards. And I will show you how the fields look in the end. You can see there are fields. They are worked every year. So in the spring they are seeded, and in autumn they are harvested. And that brings you a very steady flow of food. Same goes for livestock. So sheep, for example, you can slaughter them for a very fast infusion with additional food once you're on the brink of starving, but generally they are worked, and sometimes some sheep is slaughtered and you get a little bit of mutton, and you will get wool from them, and so that's also a very convenient way to have sustainable food production. And the last thing is orchards. These are trees that are planted, and as you can see here, they're very small when you plant them, and they will take years until they make fruit. But then they're also a very convenient way of sustainable food. Once you're happy with your food production and your firewood production in your housing situation, you can start to add up things to your town, and there are a lot of interesting things. For example, a market. They will gather all resources from storage barns and from stockpiles, and supply it to citizens next to the market. Or how about a chapel? It will make people happy, and that's this happiness count. Or the town hall is also a very interesting building, because it supplies you with additional information about your city, for example. How many families do you have, and how many houses do you have? It also gives production graphs and inventory graphs, and you can also accept nomads that will arrive from time to time to your city to join your city. Therefore, you need a town hall. The other thing, a tavern that brews ale increases happiness. Or a tailor for warm clothing. Winters are cold. People will stay at home and not work during winter when they are cold. Once you supply them with clothing, they will stay out longer. Schools are very important because this is the medium number. Here, adults generally become mature workers at age 10. But if you have a school building, they will attend school for 6 more years, and then they will get educated workers, and educated workers work a lot better. So school building is also something you should consider sometime. And in that way you will build one more building and then new houses, and your population will grow, and sometime you will have a really, really impressive town from your settlement of a mere 4 families. I am Slime. This was my tutorial on Banished. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like my videos, comment on them. I would really like to talk to you how you like the videos. I enjoyed this video. I hope you did too. See you soon.